3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Perfect. He always wanted to do that, man. It's yours always.
Let's get somebody else. Oh, wow. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Do I sound good, you guys? That's perfect.
Hi, this is Juergen Steinmetz, live from the convention center in Honolulu, Hawaii. We're awaiting the arrival of refugees coming over from Maui. The convention center for this was opened. I understand there are going to be 4,000 people coming in, and I'm here at the press conference to learn more about it. So stay tuned. We're going to go as soon as the press conference starts, and you can listen in. Thank you.
Director Smithson is still helping out in there, of course. I just wanted to thank you guys all for coming. This morning we had a press conference at the governor's office to give you some remarks and briefing about updates of some of the activities as a result of Hurricane Dora, the negative impacts on especially Maui, Colony Maui Island. We wanted to give you an update on some of the activities that have happened. Throughout the day, you see the team behind me, and you see so many people who've worked so hard. Even at this convention center, I'm sure as you walked in, you saw tourists, you saw tourist buses coming in. These folks are flying in from Maui as you speak, and just to stand up something like this in such a short amount of time, it took all these individuals' efforts. We wanted to describe some of these efforts and events that happened. The other thing is, I had an opportunity to fly with the Coast Guard this afternoon to see the devastating impacts firsthand. To see the burning flames and see firsthand the impact of the highlight town was just so shocking and devastating. It looked as if it's just the whole town was devastated, the whole town was decimated, and we have video footage and we can share that with you as well. We have speakers here, and they all play a pivotal role to provide disaster relief for the resident of Maui and for the resident of the Big Island and to the state as well. So first up, I want to thank Major General Kenneth Carr. If it wasn't for his leadership, he is the incident command for the state of Hawaii. So I wanted to first introduce General Carr.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I want to start first by offering my condolences and prayers to Maui, the residents, the visitors there. Really, really sad, as the Lieutenant Governor had mentioned. I want to first review the support that we've been providing to Maui County, and after that, talk about Hawaii County. So we've been providing support for search and rescue. As I mentioned earlier today, the primary focus is to save lives, to prevent human suffering, and to mitigate great property loss. So that's exactly what the counties were and have been doing and are doing. So I have to defer to both Maui County and Hawaii County. If you're expecting how many buildings were damaged, how many deaths, we're letting the counties take the lead for providing those statistics. So for the missions, search and rescue, I also mentioned we're in support of the county fire departments with military, helicopter, fire suppression, water bucket support, and I'll go over some of the stats at the end of the presentation. Providing traffic control and security. What we do anticipate is additional requests, and we're already providing support for trying to get the communications back up, water distribution. We're hearing that Maui may need additional law enforcement support, so that may be both for federal law enforcement and state law enforcement, so we're looking for that. And then as we start getting closer towards the recovery, we know we'll be leaning on our federal partners for support with the green clearance, temporary housing, and we're trying to get the loans and the businesses and the private individual assistance and public assistance for Maui County. So just few, I don't have all of the staff from Hawaii County, so my understanding is most of the roads and communities have been opened. But again, I'm going to defer for Hawaii County to make the detailed numbers on that. But I do know that the mission that the 25th Combat Aviation Brigade is supporting, with 2 UH-60 Black Hawks and 1 CH-47 Chinook helicopter, ended their mission 11:30 today, so they're no longer requiring military assistance. So that's great news for Hawaii County. And then the numbers, so just the National Guard guys, 2 CH-47 supporting Maui County, they flew 13 hours today, did 58 drops and about 150,000 gallons of water to assist with suppression of the fire. With that, I'll turn it back over to
Thank you, General Mara. The next individual I wanted to introduce is, of course, our beloved Senator Mazie Hirono. She has already been in contact with the White House and many of the federal agencies to ensure that Hawaii receives the support it needs from the federal government. Senator Hirono.
Thank you very much. This is truly an all-hands-on-deck situation, and there are people here who have not slept at all as they watch what is happening on Maui. As the Lieutenant Governor has mentioned, and I do thank her for her early leadership and bringing all of us together, as well as the Governor who will be landing in Hawaii in a couple of hours, that we are all pulling together. And one of the first calls I got this morning was from Secretary Mayorkas of Homeland Security, who assured me that they stand ready to do whatever they can to provide support. I've reached out to the SBA Administrator Youthman because many of the businesses who have been devastated by these fires. I hope that many of them will want to get back into business, and they're going to need the SBA to provide them the loans and other support. I've been getting phone calls from supporters from both the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate, including Chuck Schumer, our majority leader, who has said to our entire delegation that we stand ready. Please know that every effort is going to be made to bring the federal resources, and I know that the President is assessing the possibility, and I hope that it comes soon, a declaration of a national disaster so that there can be more federal resources brought to bear. But as the General said, the first thing is that we need to ensure the safety of our people. So fire suppression is uppermost. The search and rescue operations continue, and they're restoring telephone accessibility to people, as well as electrical power to surround 10,000 households. All of those things are critical, and then going forward, we're going to need to stay the course to restore everything that we need to do to help Maui County get back on its feet and to take care of our people. I thank all of you for being here, and of course this team with Major Howard and Cindy.
We have already started the process of applying for federal disaster relief. We had several conversations with FEMA, and we are just so fortunate to have a region administrator from FEMA who happened to be in Hawaii Island. I wanted to introduce Bob Fenton.
Well, thank you. And let me start off also by expressing my condolences to the family members and friends that lost loved ones during this event. My first message would be one of safety. I would urge everyone to follow their local responders. There's still wind, there's still fire going on. Life's being saved, so follow your local officials, listen to their message, and make sure you're safe. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure that if you have questions, you're working with your local officials. So we talked a lot about the response to this event so far. One of the first tools we provide the federal government for fires is called a Fire Management Assistance Grant. And over the last 24 hours, I've approved 5 of those for Hawaii, 3 for Maui, and 2 for the Big Island of Hawaii. Those grants provide immediate assistance to fight the fire, to go ahead and bring additional resources in, whether they be contracted or resources from other federal agencies, state or local agencies, and provide the cost so that resources aren't the issue to stop the fire. It also provides hazard mitigation funding so that we can make improvements on infrastructure for future events and try to prevent future losses through similar events. Right now, we are mobilizing the federal force. As you heard from General Harm, there's been many federal agencies already involved. The Department of Defense, U.S. Coast Guard have been involved in the immediate response to this event already. But there'll be many other federal agencies that start moving this way today or on island already. And we're starting to work on the recovery, the things that we'll do immediately post-event, like looking at do they need help with debris removal? Do they need other types of assistance from us? And so we're doing those assessments right now and looking at those next steps. Some of the assistance that may come, and as you heard both the Senator and the Lieutenant Governor talk about, was a major disaster declaration from the President. So once we have the request in hand and we've done many of the assessments today, we can go ahead and turn on other programs that are applicable. Those programs look like grants to individuals and businesses, loans to businesses. Also, we're able to provide rental assistance to provide temporary accommodations for individuals that may be prolonged, maybe away from their home for a prolonged period of time. Also is hazard mitigation funding, and then public assistance to repair damaged infrastructure. So we'll be looking at all those programs and looking to turn those programs on very quickly again. The President will make that decision ahead, and we're already starting to bring the team here. If individuals have questions about what are those programs, the best place to go is ready.gov or download the FEMA app. There's a lot of information for individuals that might have experienced loss. Recommend the individuals, start to contact your insurance company, keep records, receipts, information that you may be submitting to FEMA to ask for assistance and grants to reimburse some of those costs. So we look forward to continuing the partnership with Hawaii, and we'll be here to help not only in the response but through the recovery. Thank you.
Next, I wanted to introduce Senator Lindy White. It's really individuals like the Maui Senator who knows what's going on the ground and some of the needs that Maui County has. So I wanted to introduce Senator Lindy White.
I aloha again to the families of Maui. Heartfelt condolences, sympathy goes out to you. As you see, the team behind us have assembled and swift as fast as possible to get resources out to the families there. The lines of communications have been open. Airlines have been on board. I can tell you the setup here at the Convention Center is open. It's welcoming of every resource to a congressional delegation, meeting with FEMA and making sure that the information is available. We are also trying to get supplies as fast as we can. As we work through Mayor Bisson in Maui County, who has probably not slept for this many hours as the people behind me. Please, first responders, thank you guys for being out there and getting out to the families as fast as you can. For those, Maui Memorial is open. Please do not hesitate to the families that need medical attention, even if it's just a small burn. They are open. They are wanting to service you for whatever. I want to say this as fast as we can. We're trying to do whatever we can to get those resources to Maui, along with working with my colleagues in Maui who are also on the ground, pushing out information and to many of the people that are stranded. We'll have a benefit here to follow up with some of the information, as well as working through by email, because we're trying to make sure we get things there accordingly and not to be just scattered all over the place. So I want to say thank you to all of you and be safe and Godspeed.
The reason why you hear all these noise behind you is because the convention center had other conventions, but at the same time what they did was they were able to quickly make accommodations for the arriving individuals from Maui. So please, don't mind the noise. That was in the conversation that HTA and the convention center made very quickly. The next person I wanted to introduce is Director Ed Sniffen. He has been working just long hours, working with both the Maui Department of Transportation and coordinating the statewide effort. So Director Sniffen.
Hello, everyone. A lot of the team are working really hard to make sure we bring a lot of resources to the community. We're making sure that we can focus with resources. So we try to make sure that we discourage, of course, any travel to Maui that's unnecessary. But also try to get the island. Today we learned about travelers out of Maui. So we added the airline personnel to 1,400%. We really appreciate what the airlines have done. We look at the Trans-Pacific flights, Alaska, Delta, United, and American have increased capacity by bringing in larger planes to ensure we get more seats to get more people off the island. Southwest has dropped their fares and increased their service. And Hawaiian is still operating, will be operating until 2 a.m. today to make sure we get as many people off the Maui as possible. That being said, even with that, we still had some empty seats on the flight because today the highway was shut down for most of the day. And for good reason. Poles were down, there was flying and jumping across the highway in different areas. We only had the back road and Kankakee Highway opened up. Now we have more people going east to make sure we get everybody to the airport. We know we're going to get more people there. We gave Maui County a lot of credit today. They ran 9 buses to make sure they got another 450, 460 people out to the airport this afternoon to make sure we get more people on the flight that Hawaiian had added in. With all of that, we'll have about 600 people staying over at the airport tonight. We'll accommodate them there to get them ready for the early morning flights that are coming through. Maui County will start running buses in the morning again to ensure that we have people there to fill any seats that are coming through. We're going to have another capacity. We have the people coming up to the airport and making sure that we push that through. We really appreciate all the partnerships we have that made that possible. Thank you.
Lastly, I wanted to introduce Director Jimmy Tokioka. He's the Director of DVED. He has been working very diligently and very hard coordinating efforts right here at the Convention Center, working with HTA and the hotels. So Director Tokioka.
Thank you, Lieutenant. As we said earlier today, it's a very, very sad day in Hawaii. It's devastating. And I know many families on Maui are struggling right now, as well as many family members across the state. So we want to send our heartfelt aloha to them and our prayers to them. I'm going to talk with 2 hats on. So from here at the Convention Center, we set up to accommodate 2,000 people. As the planes were leaving from Maui, we realized that some of the people, in fact, a lot of the people that were coming to Oahu from Maui made their own accommodations. We have a setup here that will accommodate 2,000 people. I want to really thank the team here because Terry Orton from the Convention Center was here at 4 o'clock in the morning setting up, and they're doing an incredible job. Kalani Kalana was up all night here at HTA and in the whole team. So really want to thank them for all the work that they did. The Red Cross has been here helping as a partner, Nikki from the Red Cross. So thank you to all of those people. John Monahan and Jerry Gibson have been working with the hotels to make sure when guests get here that they know which hotels have availability and get them to the hotels. What we also know is that the hotels that had occupancy this morning, most of them don't have that occupancy right now. So the people are going straight from the airport and they're finding accommodations and transportation to those resort areas. So that's a good thing. We are prepared here. Tomorrow, we know that more flights will be coming in. Actually, buses are coming in right now with people. So that's the Convention Center hat. On the visitor industry hat, what happened in West Maui is devastating. Absolutely devastating. So for Lahaina, Ka'anapali, Kapalua, it's really, really sad, and our prayers again go out to the families. But I also want to let people know who are traveling to Hawaii or still on Maui that the rest of the state is open. Mayor Kawakami has been in contact with us. Hawaii has yours. Here on Oahu, Mayor Juergen has been in contact with the Council Station is in contact. So we know on the Big Island we have rooms available there. So we just want to make sure that people know the state of Hawaii is open. West Maui is not open right now, but the rest of the state is open. So if you have an opportunity to change your reservations, please consider doing that before you leave and go back to the mainland without spending your hard-earned money that you save some people for a lifetime to be here. So we want to make sure that you know that there's other accommodations available. Thank you very much, and I really want to put up a special mahalo to Lieutenant Governor Luke. She been up all night along with many other people that are here. Governor Green, who's on his way back, and his team were very instrumental in coordinating all of this. So God bless you all.
Thank you. At this point, we'll take questions.
Can you indicate your station and who you're addressing your questions to? You can just go down the line. Can you start with your passing?
Go ahead. The question is, what are the accommodations for residents of Maui? They're not visitors, but they're residents, and can they still get services here?
Yes, I apologize. I mentioned it this morning, but this convention center is not only set up for the tourists. If local residents on Maui have lost everything, the convention center is open for them as well. I apologize, I didn't mention that just now, but I mentioned that just now. So if they can get here, some of the airlines are giving discounted fares. We will accommodate them. We have showers available, we have pots available. If they need support, we are here and ready to support.
Since then, we're here for engagement for you, Lieutenant Governor, with what you saw today with the devastation of those homes on the city. Because the kid in there, schools canceled. Any idea what the timeline, the estimated timeline for them to get into the temporary housing from evacuation center and for schools to begin? Any idea the temporary timeline for that?
So the question is, what is the timeline for basically recovery? When would the schools be open? We understand one of the schools has been damaged. And what is the timeline for getting people back to affordable housing? Right now we're still in the assessment stage. We're still trying to assess the amount of damage, but the road to recovery will be long. The damage to the infrastructure, it's not just buildings. I mean, these were small businesses that invested in Maui. These were local residents, and we need to figure out a way to help a lot of people in the next several years. And to build some of these structures, we understand Hawaii Homeland was destroyed, a school was destroyed, many of the businesses, a church was destroyed. It's going to take years, and we'll be working very closely. Governor Green and I will be working very closely with the members of the legislature, with the members of the business administration, and many of our partners to address these things in the future. But I wanted to turn it over to General Barra if he had additional remarks.
I just wanted to add, just speaking to the administrator with the federal assistance, we can get leased housing or rental assistance, so that can also help with not just building temporary shelters. Thank you.
Next question. Yes.
What is the best advice for somebody after they've COVID and started tracking on online that they can't get a hold of medication issues? They'd be ready to fill out
So the question is, what is the best way for somebody in the continent or even a local resident trying to track down a loved one or somebody they know? I wanted to turn it over to General Howard.
So this morning, Mayor Business said the best way, the most expedient way is to go to the Maui Emergency Management Agency in the Maui County, and then they can help with trying to run down.
And the Maui police has been really instrumental in helping to track down some family members and loved ones. So please coordinate with Maui County.
Hello, Anthony Hamilton of Hawaii News Now. I have a two-part question. Is there an update to the death toll, and do we have a number of acreage that has burned in Maui so far?
So the question is, what is the update on the fatalities and what is the acreage damage by the brush fire? The assessments continue. I think we're just referring to the Maui County once they get confirmation on both the damage and the fatalities. I believe they will be providing additional updates. General.
Right before this interview, so that's why at the beginning I said we are going to defer to the counties, because what I don't want to do is provide information that's pretty dynamic and the public's going to start thinking we don't know what's going on. So for damage assessment, structural damage, potentials, we're deferring that all to the counties. Speaking with Mayor Business this evening, they plan to put out updated numbers first thing tomorrow.
Could you just give some more detail on how the fire started and really how they spread so rapidly?
The question is, how did the fire start and how did it spread so rapidly? I believe General Hara answered this question before you, so I'll invite General Hara to respond.
Yeah, thank you. So the first thing is, for all of the fires, they haven't been able to determine what ignited the fires. There's three conditions that we got from the National Weather Service. They call it a red flag alert. So that's dry conditions, right? So you've got dry field, trees, plants. You got low humidity and high winds. So winds 20 miles per hour or greater. And we had all those three through the end of today. So we knew the conditions were very dangerous for wildfires. And then the reason it spread so fast is there are reports of gusts of up to 85 miles per hour. So that is so fast, and that's why Maui County had such a hard time doing containment of the fire. And because the winds were so high, we couldn't provide the helicopters to do the water bucket support. As an example, the military notation to start the aircraft or shut down is 45 knots, so about 30-something miles per hour. It was far in excess of that, so we couldn't get those helicopters into the firefighting, fire suppression mission until today.
Okay, we have a handheld mic for questions now. Please identify your news organization.
My name is Juergen Steinmetz from eTN News, and we've been getting phone calls all day from our readers around the world, mostly in the travel industry. There seems to be a lot of confusion about the state of the hotels in the Ka'anapali area. Maybe if you can say a little bit about this, are they operating? Not even Marriott doing this. Maybe for a follow-up question, you mentioned that Maui is open for some business. If this is the case, where it is open? There was a statement from HTA earlier today saying Maui is not open. And of course, for our visitor industry, it's utterly important not just to close shop right away. Is this Kihei, or what areas should visitors rebook, or those that haven't traveled? What areas are going to remain available? Thank you.
That's a very good question, and I will defer to Director Kokioka.
Okay, so part of the issue is on West Maui, there's no problem. General Hara's team is going to be doing assessments in the area, but right now the roads are still, some of the roads are still closed, so it's hard to get to the hotels to find out what their situations are. We're just assuming that most of them are closed in West Maui. What we also want to do is to make sure that before we send out any information, as General Howard said, we know exactly what's happening, and we won't be able to get that until tomorrow when the mayor and his team get boots on the ground and they do the recovery at all of the different areas on Maui. We don't have the resources to go in right now, but tomorrow that's going to be the goal, is to get in. The winds were still high in the morning. It was rough to get the information that you're asking from, but that certainly is what we're going to do. We also know that the travelers nowadays are very off of mind or very smart when it comes to checking websites to see if availability is open. And a perfect example is of all of the people that left Maui. Many of them never came here because they went online and made reservations at hotels here. So we're fortunate that we have that ability. There is a booking that they can make right online, and that's what they're doing right now.
Thank you. Any follow-up questions? Yes.
Bill Paris with eTN News. What is the status with the rest of the fires on the other parts of the island? Are they under control?
So what is the status of the ongoing wildfires? I will defer to General.
So the report I have is most of the other fires are contained and not an issue, but we still keep an eye on it because there are flare-ups periodically, and because we're in night conditions, again, the helicopters are not flying. But the two C-47 National Guard helicopters are ready to go first thing in the morning. We kept the two crews there on that night.
Anthony.
Anthony for Hawaii News Now. What criteria is needed for residents to move back to their place?
So the question is what criteria would be used for residents to move back. General Hara, I think that.
So that decision will be made by Mayor Bisson and the Maui County. Obviously, the first thing, right? Remember I talked about that priority of safety, ensuring we don't lose any lives, and somebody doesn't get hurt, right? And there's human suffering. So, like in Hawaii County, they did an assessment once the fires were extinguished. The roads were assessed to be safe. In Maui, some of the poles are down. I think there's like 20 poles that are down. So until we can render that area safe, that decision will not be made. But again, it will be Maui County that makes the decision.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to follow up. Just given the factors that you talked about, I mean, is the extent of the fires, like, did that take you by surprise? Is there anything you would have done differently in preparing for these fires?
I don't think so. Like I had mentioned, the National Weather Service actually gave us the red flag warning ahead of time. What did surprise me personally is the amount of fires, and then the forecast is somewhere around 50 for gusts of 55 miles per hour. And we're having gusts, exceeding hurricane force winds that are 74 miles per hour. So that wind speed and how rapidly that fire moved was not anticipated based on the weather forecast.
With Hawaii Public Radio, obviously these fires are not new to us, that this is probably, correct me if I'm the first time we've seen it to this extent. But because fires happen every so often, I mean, do you think this could have been prevented? What are the next steps to be taken forward? Is it more funding to the fire department, or what's the litigation process moving forward to fire prevention, especially on Maui?
Right. I will defer to General Hara, but before I do, a lot of times when we're dealing with hurricanes, we're usually dealing with significant amount of rain and significant amount of flooding. We have not seen conditions where you had winds in the level of 75 to 80 miles per hour, which added to the extreme fire condition. So with that, I also wanted to defer to General Hara.
I think we'll need some time to do that assessment. You know, like for example, California, they do some mitigation by taking out lower shrubs. But I really don't know what the conditions were. So tomorrow, Governor Green, Administrator Fenton, and I are flying to Maui, so we'll have a better idea after we talk to them.
We'll take two more questions and then here's some final remarks from Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah, it's even more. What's really going to ballpark figure on dollar amounts as far as damage with this, given the geographic location, can it potentially delay federal relief and funding and things like that?
So earlier today, I did speak to Representative Kyle Yamashita, who is the chair of the Finance Committee, and I did speak to several of the legislators, including Senator DeCoy. This is once certain things are contained, it will be a long road to recovery, and we need to do extensive assessment, and we need to have that discussion with the mayor, president, with the governor, and then figure out what it is going to take to bring Maui to that point of recovery. It's not just homes, it's schools, it's businesses, there's infrastructure, broadband needs. It's going to be significant, but we won't know the complete dollar amount until we do a full assessment.
This will be our last question.
Senator DeCoy, I'm going to ask you this question. For people that want to volunteer, either from this island or the big island, how can they volunteer, and will it be paid for, and so forth?
I should have put this out earlier. So what we're asking everyone to do is go to ready.hawaii, so it's Hawaii spelled out, the entire state.gov. So ready.hawaii.gov, we just build a tab in there. So if you want to donate anything, if you want to offer volunteer support, we want everything to go to the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency so that we can prioritize. That includes things that are donated, right? We need to get things like medicine and critical supplies there first before anyone is dropping something that they think that will come. Thank you.
Before I make final remarks, I wanted to ask Director Tokioka.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I just got a text from the governor, and so many people are asking how they can help with donations. To follow up on a question that was asked earlier, the Red Cross is taking donations. The food bank here on Oahu is taking donations. They'll even go and pick it up. So for people who are wanting to give, that's the agencies that we're looking to get support from. The other thing the governor wanted to share is many people are reaching out, as I said earlier, but people who have had vacant homes or vacation rentals, I know people from Hawaii come together strong in disasters like this. I lived through Iniki and Iga on Hawaii, and we saw the generosity of people. So the governor is asking if people have that ability on Maui to help share their homes with others who are in dire straits right now. That would be greatly appreciated. So he just wanted me to put that out there for people who are trying to help and have the ability to help. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you again for being here. Once again, we are so heartbroken, and we are just so deeply saddened by the tragedy on Maui, especially for individuals who lost family members, friends. They continue to have assessments, and they are continuing to do search and rescue. This is a really tragic moment for not just for Maui County, not just for the people of Maui, but it's for the entire state. We just wanted to thank the so many people who have stepped up to help. We also wanted to thank specifically Mayor Bisson, Maui Mayor Roth, for taking care of the population that really needed the help. It is really about the community coming together, and it is this time that we will see what Hawaii is all about. We, even in our office, and both General Hara and Director Tokioka and Senator both Senators, Casey and Senator Clay mentioned, people are reaching out to our offices individually. There are food drives happening. There are fundraisers happening. Please help because people in Mali are suffering. There are devastation, and we just wanted to thank the members of the media for helping us get this message out, getting messages out, especially on the west side. It has been difficult because of the connection issue, but it's through you folks and through many folks who are on social media communicating, which is helping us come together as a community. So mahalo to all of you guys, and mahalo to individuals in back of us, back of me. They worked so hard the last 2 days, but our job is not done, as General Harr mentioned. There will be significant efforts that will continue. We will continue through the night. Governor Green had to cut his trip short. He will be landing at midnight tonight because he knew he cannot stay away considering there's devastation happening in our island. So we just wanted to thank you for your patience and thank you for all the aloha that you folks spread. So mahalo.